Arizona.
All right, January is National Get Organized Month, and today, January 14th, is National Organize Your Home Day. Joining us this morning, two women who can help everyone get more organized this year, especially if you suffer from attention deficit disorders. Susan Pinsky, the author of the book Organizing Solutions for People with ADD, and Dr. Alice May. And good morning to both of you.
Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Scott.
Is it harder to organize if you have ADD or something?
Absolutely. If you have ADHD, you have problems with three constellations of symptoms: inattention, problems with focusing, distractibility. So what happens is you lose things that you need to use every day, like keys. Sometimes people lose wallets. You can have problems with impulsivity. You say things or you do things before you think about the consequences. And hyperactivity is the third major symptom. So these people have problems sitting still. They get easily frustrated if they have long-term projects, and they have a lot of problems in terms of waiting in lines. Medications can be very helpful for people with ADHD to improve focusing and to be able to decrease some of the impulsivity, but organizational schemes, like Susan is so expert on, can be very helpful in terms of organizing their lives.
Well, Susan, get us started. How do we start? You wrote the book Organizing Solutions.
Well, with people with ADHD who are going to have more difficulty with long, tedious tasks, we try to simplify the tasks, to shorten them, to make them one step. We don't expect them to walk across the room and hang their, open the closet door, pull out a hanger and hang up their coat. We put a hook on the wall next to the door. We simplify, simplify, simplify. We stick to a shopping list because with the problem's impulsivity, they tend to bring a lot more in, and then they have more difficulty managing it. Just getting rid of the packaging and cutting off the tags can be enough to keep everything in their bags and cluttering the floor. So when we start to realize that we don't need these things, that we're only going to shop for what we imminently plan to use, and we're going to reduce what we have to what we imminently plan to use, we make things more manageable and sustainable for an ADD family.
Susan, help me out here. My problem is with mail. I come home and I get a bunch of junk mail, and I'm busy, and so I just set it aside, and then I do that the next. And then all of a sudden I have so much mail that I have to sit down and go through, and it takes forever. It's the biggest problem for me.
Right, well, and it's a problem for ADHD people. So the kind of tip you might find on our website, practicaladvice.com, practicaladdvice.com, to deal with this mail problem you're having is when you bring the mail in, bring it to the, where do you like to stand when you bring that mail in? It's in the kitchen?
Yeah,
put some stacking
much.
Right,
Yeah.
So put some stacking trays there and a nice big recycling basket. So immediately the junk mail goes right into the recycling basket. That's 2/3 of your mail right there. And then you have some stacking trays. It might be bills to be paid, bank statements, charities. That might be your three categories. And when it's bills to be paid time, all those bills are together. Statements, your ADHD, don't de-envelope them. Don't smooth them out and put them in a file folder. Quickly glance through them. Does it look about right? Scrawl the date on the top and throw them in a box. Now they're chronologically filed. You can get to them easily enough. And when you have a stack that's over a year, you can get rid of the last year's.
What seems to be the biggest problem for folks is that their laundry room, their bedrooms, their closet, bathroom.
Right. Well, and here again, think about it. If, we send our ADHD daughters off to college with an entire minivan stuffed with clothing. So by the time, and we're thinking we're helping them out because she's got 6 weeks before she has to do laundry. But when laundry day comes, that's 8 loads, and that load is in the basement. Here's a child who can't stay on task and who's not focused, and she has to keep it on her radar that the dryer may be going off 4 floors down. What we need to do is return to an earlier vision. When I went off to college, and people of my generation, we had 1 or 2 suitcases. At the end of the week, you had to do your laundry because you were wandering around in your bathrobe, and the laundry stayed on your radar because you couldn't go anywhere in your bathrobe, and it was 1 load. Now that's an ADD-friendly model.
And this is so important that you're asking about it because frequently parents ask about organizational tips, and I think it's so important that you start letting them learn organizational schemes before they go to college, because usually what happens is the mother overcompensates and is organizing the child's life, and so when the child goes to college they have no way of organizing their homework, their social life, as well as things like their laundry. And so if we can do this earlier on before they go to college, it's very important. And as you yourself said, many of us as adults still have not learned how to organize. So her book is very beneficial not only for people with ADHD, but for regular folks who are just trying to organize their lives.
Well, it's going to get a lot of use around here. Dr. May and Susan Pinsky, thank you both for joining us this morning. And there's
Thank
the
you
book.
so much for having us.
Be sure to
Organizing
visit our
Solutions.
website at
Okay.
practicaladvice.com.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, we want to check your traffic this morning on this Monday morning.